Thank you very much, Mr. Tang. I'll first start by thanking you for the good job you're doing for the Cameroon film industry. And I also want to let you know that this is the greatest thing that can ever happen to a society, because what is recorded, especially put in film and movie, will last forever. That's why stars like you are taken seriously, although our Cameroonian people are still to recognize you and put you where you actually belongs. As for me, Chief John Bihai III, I'm the Gwejiba Tifwan of Babungo. By the Gwejiba Tifwan, it means that I'm actually the ruler of Babungo in disguise. But when the Babungo people did come, they had three rulers. The first ruler being the paramount, who is the phone. And at this time, we have His Royal Highness von Dofwan Zofwan the third. And second in command being me. And the phone of Babungo being the first class, and then me being the second class, being Chief John Bihai III, who is the bar of Babungo, means the road opener, the eye opener, the functioner, the director, the creative writer, and everybody, that the person that actually make Babungo what it is. Then we have the third, which is His Royal Highness Chief Wanjo. He's the third in command, and the class chief. All of us being the three foundation, that is the three pillars. They call us the three firestone. Like you have a firestone where you have 1, 2, 3, and you have a pot that you have to put on it. And according to the Babungo tradition, if these three firestone are not present, the pot cannot stand, because no pot will be able to stand on one, or no pot will be able to stand on two. So the three of us must be there so Babungo can go ahead. So my basic role is to be able to direct at the back the functions, because I am the chairperson of the Ngumba. That is, I'm the face of the Ngumba being the Tifwan of Babungo. So I'm the face of the Tifwan, the human face, because the Tifwan is a spirit. So whatever decree they take in the land, they always say, the Tifwan said this, the Tifwan said that. And I've been the one who has to tell the public what the Tifwan is saying, and what the Tifwan, which direction the Tifwan want the Babungo people to go. So I'm actually the co-ruler and the second in command in Babungo.
Okay. When I read the book, I equally discovered some interesting things about your tradition. And I've read several legends of other villages, like the Kong people. We discovered that they were led where they were, or where they are today, by a python to their present location. Now, the exciting part when I read the book was the black sheep. So, can we talk about the black sheep? Because that is the whole essence of the Babungo people, where they are today. So what is the black sheep?
Well, thank you very much. The black sheep, we call it Binju. It's actually our leader. And the shrine of the black sheep is actually found in the Muokang Palace, and it's worshipped, it's adored and worshipped every year. The black sheep was there to lead us from where we left, from Fogai to the present destination. And the instruction was that anywhere this black sheep finally settled and died, that's where we're going to be. So when it keep coming, when he rests, all of us are going to rest. If he continues, we have to continue. And where he finally stays and dies, that's where we're going to remain there. So as he was going in front, the next person that was following was the Gwejiba Tifwan, which was my ancestral father, the ancestor at that time. And he actually had something which, this is a replica, because the original cannot live. The original is in Babungo. This is the replica that I brought here just to replicate it, but the original is in Babungo, and this replica is similar to what he had when he was behind the sheep. So anyway, the sheep gets tired, the sheep will just sit there and rest, and they will rest. But when it keep going, it will keep going. So it finally settled where it was settled, and that is the location of the Muokang Palace today. When he rested in where we built the first palace. And that is where the king resided, the paramount ruler. He continued after resting for a little bit and moved up. And when he moved up a little bit, he settled where he settled and he died there. That's where they built the Muokang Palace, where the Bihai chief is today.
Okay. Like I was saying.
So the black sheep is considered like one of the kings. It's honored and celebrated every year, and rituals performed to it every year like one of the kings, like one of the rulers, one of the leaders, because thanks to it that we are where we are today.
Okay. Your Highness, when I read the book too, I noticed that historically there is a dual leadership in the Babungo kingdom, and you play a very significant role. As a matter of fact, you are the second in command,
Yes.
if I'm right. Mm-hmm. And it dates back to when the kingdom was founded.
Yes.
And we had Tifua, and we had Bihai, and we had Ndofo.
Yes.
And these three people were very important during the foundation of the Babungo people. The interesting thing here is that your chieftaincy plays a very significant role in the Babungo clan. And my problem there was, why is it that the original Bihai did not become the fawn, but rather gave the throne to his younger brother?
Absolutely, that's a very good question. Everybody has been asking that, but this fight today, they keep fighting. Why didn't you just take the power?
So, can you take us back to that period to show the importance of Chief Bihai in the history of the Babungo people?
Thank you very much, Mr. Ntang. This is very significant. In the sense that when they were coming, the three brothers, when the original kingship was supposed to be Chief, that was the one supposed to be the king. But the Bihai Chief, that is the one I represent now, said, but we are three brothers and a sister. And somebody don't even have a brother, he don't even have a sister, not even a mother. And now he's going to be ruling us, he cannot work. So he seized this power from him and give it to his junior brother. But before he does that, as on the way, just read as they descended from from where they found themselves, their senior brother, who is the third in command, got tired and said he don't want to continue because he don't feel strong enough to continue. So they built a palace for him in Benji and make him Fuan. Fuan in Babungo means king. So that's why you see Ndofua, Fuan Sangi, Fuan Sake, everything here Fuan means king. Made him the king of Benji. Fuanje means the king of Benji. And the reason why they made him the king of Benji was because they didn't know whether they would ever see him again. They said, okay, we don't know where this sheep is going to be leading us. If this sheep lead us to a place that we'll never see again, they remain here and rule this place and become the king here. Then, as for the junior brother who was the Ndofua, I said, if I take this kingship now, then maybe he can continue going and we'll never see him. So I need to make him the king so that he can stay and rule with me. He don't want to lose his brother. He want to get his brother. He want his brother to be with him. So that's why he said, okay, I'll give you the kingship. I'll give you anything that will make you stay here with me. And that's how I get from the kingship.
Okay. But today we have the book is very exciting. It's a very exciting book, and it really explains a lot about the Babungo history. I was really happy to have read that book. And one other thing I noticed there was that at some point the palace was all one palace, as opposed to today that we have the Muokang Palace, and then we have the other palace in is it
Ntang, yes.
Yes, yes. So when did they separate these powers to have different palaces and things like that?
Thank you very much. We have always have two palaces, but it's just that always located in Muokang.
Okay.
Yes, the Ntang was in the downer pass. It's called, the little quarter is called Ntang, or the sub quarter Ntang. Then the Muokang Palace is located in the little quarter or the sub quarter called Equikang. So where the problem started coming was the junior brother was a king, started being uncomfortable with so much powers that the Bihai, and then Bihai the first. So he started being uncomfortable and thought that maybe if he moved a little bit further, he can have more leverage. So he decided that he want to move a little bit away. He said, okay, you want to move a little bit away? There's no problem about it. The same Gweji Bati for him, when I built the palace for him, somewhere they call Ntang. You have to cross the water and go a little bit. And when he went there, he was still not comfortable there. He wanted to move again, and they still helped him to build another palace in Charlotte. Build him that palace. So this present palace today is actually in its 4th location. The present Babungo Royal Palace actually is 4th location, but the Muokang Palace never moved. It has stayed all the way it is. And this final location was when the Bali attacked the 3rd palace, and when they attacked it, it became a serious problem because they took the mother of the fawn and also the fawn there, and took him away to kill the mother on the way and drop the corpse, and then went and imprisoned the king in Bali. So the Gweji Bati from who has always been the co-ruler, if he wanted to take over Babungo, he could have taken that time, but he did not. He used spiritual powers to enhance a dog to go to Bali and bring the fawn. And then when the fawn came, he now decided that you are no more going to live in that place which is outskirts. I'll build a palace for you in the middle. So he brought him, he stayed in Muokang Palace. He was actually in Muokang Palace for a long time. So they built the palace where we have now the Babungo Palace. We have a thing there now. When the construction was finished, and he was taken there now. So that's how he has worked.
So as significant as your position as a second ruler of the Babungo people, when we come back on the break, I will ask you about your relationship with the current fund as a co-ruler.
Thank you.
So now we want to go into the internal structure of the palace, the Muokang Palace, which is something I read in the book too. We have a lot of queens in the palace, you know. So can you highlight us about the structure of the palace, how it is, where the king stays, and the queen's quarters? How are these structures? Because those are places that us from outside usually don't see. We don't visit those areas. So you have first-hand knowledge about this structure.
Well, thank you very much. The Muokang Palace is actually like, I can say it's like the White House or the Buckingham Palace. It's difficult for someone to actually know and believe that it is, but it's just the size. It's very tiny as compared to, and the jurisdiction is small. You have the king's chambers, which is called Tashingi, and inside the king's chamber, the king's areas, the courtyard, the king's courtyard, which is called Tashingi. You go there, you still have the king's chamber that no one goes there but the king and the queen and the queens. It's called Tanchi. So you have to go in. Then there's the courtyard for the queens is called Taino. The Taino is actually big, it's huge, with different apartments there for the various queens. And people will be doubting how many queens are usually in that palace. There are a lot of them. A lot of them in the sense that when you take over the throne, it's automatic. You take over a package. Everybody. So every son or daughter that have ever been in that dynasty is your son and daughter. They become your prince and princesses. Every wife that have ever been there. There are some wives there that have been married to 4 or 5 generations of different kings. You don't have no choice with taking them. They are your queens too. Then yours that you got married to. So when you look very well, my father had close to 30 queens and 270 something children. And right now, I am the level of 70 children and counting. And there are a lot that people will be like, do you, what are you talking about?
So you mean you as the chief, you have 70 children?
Yes, my own children. Yes.
Your own direct children?
Yes, and counting, and that is the tradition. So in Muokang and in Babungo, they count worth by the number of queens that you have and the number of children that you have. They don't count with physical cash. The more children you have and the more queens you have, the richer they look upon you, the richer you are. So, since in the community they expect the king to have the highest, to be the richest, so he has the highest number of queens and the highest number of children, then followed by the Beji Bati, from which the chief, who has the highest number of, the second highest number of children, the second highest number of queens, then followed by Fuanje, who is the third in command. So the internal structure is very good, and now we have, when you go there, you have the museum, and you have the library, you have, it's just like a nation on its own. So right inside there, you can live inside there for the rest of your life and don't have to go outside. You have everything there. The farms, you have farms there, you can cultivate, you have the gardening means, you have stores, you have shops, you have everything virtually right there.
Okay, so because the reason why I asked about the queens is because in almost every other tradition in the Northwest, we have the new ruler comes in with a set of queens.
Yes.
But traditionally, is there a limit to the number of queens a fawn or a chief can get at a certain time?
No, thank you. There's no limit. There's no limit. That's why I said the more you get, the more you become. You are starting to become elevated, but with this modern time, you want your children to be well educated. So you want to make sure, we know education is free in Cameroon, but see, you have to provide the books, the food, and all of that, and the dresses. So you want your children to get some good education. So you are considering how you can handle it. So most people now they try to shape it up, but there's no limit.
So it is the discretion of the fawn or the king to have 10 or 20 or 50 wives.
Yes, like the former paramount king of Babungo, he had more than 100 wives, and he had more than 500 children by the time he was living. He left 2009, and like I said, my father had close to 30 and 207 something children. So I'm close to a third of my father, so that's good.
Okay.
Or a quarter.
All right, I've asked this question to some other rulers before, which is some people make us to understand that the wives you inherit basically is to take care of these queens. But in Babungo, are we talking about when you get married to the wives you inherit? Is it real marriage or is just to take care of them?
Good question. That now is a discretion of the chief.
Okay.
It's a discretion of the chief, because other than his mother, the chief's mother, who is the queen's mother, he actually has his own area that's built and they stay like honored and worshipped. The rest of the wives is at the discretion of the chief, but the tradition insists that those who are the child or the age of childbearing, we have to take them. We have to keep having children with them. That is how the continuity will continue, because these women, they can't go anywhere anymore. Following Babungo tradition, they can't marry any other person. They can't go. They have to stay right there. So how you can just go to leave people like that? It's not possible. So they make it in such a way that you can, and if you want, but if you don't want, there's no problem about it. But those who are of the childbearing age, it's a matter of you have to, because that's what the tradition says.
Okay. I also read in the book that no queen can stay overnight in the queen's bedroom, which means they only visit in a very short period of time and then leave.
Good.
Are there incidents of accidental overstay or sleepovers or things like that?
I'm so happy you brought this, because in the king's bedroom, they believe that the spirits always come every night to talk to the king and tell him how to rule the place and communicate with him. So if the queen comes and stay overnight, by the time the spirits come, by the time the ancestors come, they will not be happy. They will not be able to communicate because you have to. It has to be sacred. It has to be private. So when the queen comes, the queen has to leave and go back to her residence. Yes, what you said is true. Some will want to do it, but if the chief is not powerful enough and let things happen, it's going to be done on him, because when the ancestors come, when the spirits come, what are they going to do? And then it might even be harmful. It might even be harmful to the queen, because you don't know if they can get mad and commit some act that will not be good for the queen.
Okay. So on the flip side, can the chief or the fawn visit the queen's quarters?
Well, you can visit them just to greet them, but you can't like squat over or anything like that. No, because it's not. They believe that on the king's bed there's the leopard skin on it. He has to sleep on the leopard skin every night, unless he's not in the palace. If you're in the palace, you have to be on that leopard skin, because that's where the spirit will come to communicate with you, where you will be enhanced and empowered and things like that.
Okay. So with 100 queens in the palace, or 50 or 30, how is food prepared? Do they have tents, or
Good.
the king eats
Good.
anytime he wants?
I'm very happy as this question, because the queens, they prepare their own food and for their children in their own area. But the king's food is prepared each day by the queen that was supposed to be there on that day. So the queen, he prepares the food, the one for the evening. Then the one that's going to be there in the evening will come and prepare breakfast. And then, so one prepare breakfast, one prepare the dinner.
Okay.
Yes.
I think.
And then another one prepare lunch. And they come and prepare in the inner circle in Tashimi, which is the king's area, queen's quarter, or call it.
Okay, we're going to take another short break, but when we come back, I will ask you about something I read in the book, which is a little bit different from what you just said, because they said they have some special princesses, according to the book,
Yes,
that are assigned to actually fetch water
Yes.
and prepare the
I'll
food.
give you the answer to that.
Okay, so
Yes.
when we come back to
Yes, thank you. This is Queen Beatrice. She actually represents all the queens back home and in the diaspora.
And I'm from Menampe, and I really love the culture of Babungo, and that's why I decided to be one of the queens, and I'm fortunate to be a queen.
Thank you very much,
I have just one question for you, the queen, and it's in terms of, have you been in the Babungo Palace itself to stay in your own quarters since you became the queen?
Oh yes, I got married in Babungo before coming here.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been in Babungo for 4 years and in US for 5 years.
Okay.
So I actually got married in Babungo in Cameroon before coming here. So I actually know the culture.
Okay. So what is your relationship with the other queens in the palace?
Yeah, it's a cordial relationship, and I really like it because there is respect for one another. Yeah, even though I might be of age more than other ones, and there are others in front of me, I do give them the respect, and I do give the one behind me the respect, because we are in stages. Yeah, I'm not the first and I'm not the last. I came in the middle, there were others in front of me, and there are others behind me, and I do give all of them the respect.